Hey, happy Monday, everyone. Hope you are doing well. I am back home from work. It's Monday afternoon, and today was the first day of school. As you know, I'm a teacher, and we went back to school today, and I went back to a new school. I had been at my previous school for 15 years, and over the summer, I made a transition to a new school. And so now I'm getting to know the new community, the new students, the new staff. It's a fresh start for me in a way, and it was a good day today. It was a interesting but good day. And this is in the raw, unscripted, unpracticed, unedited conversation. And sometimes we expect things to go how we logically think. At least for me, I'm very logical. The way I think, I always look for the logic in whenever there's a question, doubt, whenever there's something that I don't fully understand. I always try to, approach it using logic. But when you read about God in the Bible and you read about Jesus, sometimes it's not logical, and it can be very easy for us to not get confused, but to maybe misinterpret, or maybe question. Why does it say this, or why did Jesus say this? And I'm going to read a portion in Luke chapter 6, verses 27 through 36. And I've talked about the Sermon on the Mount before, which is in Matthew 5. I believe that this was also during the Sermon on the Mount. And the reason I believe this is because the previous verses prior to verse 27, which is where I'm going to start, the previous verses, Jesus is basically going over the Beatitudes, and he's talking about blessed are the poor, for they shall be fulfilled, and et cetera, et cetera. And so then he starts talking about what I'm about to read, and you're going to see why I'm saying that this is not logical, but there's a reason, of course, but it's not logical. And it starts with this: but to you who are willing to listen. And I find it interesting that he starts it that way. Those that are willing to listen. That means that some people were not willing to listen. If he's going to say that, that means that somebody was not willing to listen. So anyways, he says, but to you who are willing to listen, I say, love your enemies. I know you've heard that before, but isn't that illogical? In our own reasoning, who wants to love their enemies? He continues, do good to those who hate you. If you know that somebody hates you, that the last thing you want to do is do good to them. Bless those who curse you. I mean, somebody curses me, offends me with words, I'm not going to bless them. I mean, that's my logic, right? Pray for those who hurt you. I mean, many of us have been hurt by other people, and the last thing we want to do is pray for them, right? But he's saying pray for them. If someone slaps you on one cheek, offer the other cheek also. What? I mean, nobody in their right mind is going to do that, right? Somebody slaps them or hits them or, assaults them, physically assaults them. They're not going to say, oh, keep doing it, right? If someone demands your coat, offer your shirt also. I mean, it's not saying, do it as a gift. I mean, somebody demands. Somebody is basically stealing your coat. You're stealing my coat, I'll give you my shirt as well. Give to anyone who asks. And when things are taken away from you, don't try to get them back. Do to others as you would like them to do to you. Well, that one, we've heard many times, the golden rule. Do as unto you as unto others as you want done to you, right? excuse me, that makes sense. But the other stuff doesn't really make sense, right? Somebody takes something from you, don't try to get it back. If you love only those who love you, why should you get credit for that? Now, this is starting to make sense in this part right here, right? Even sinners love those who love them. So, because earlier he was saying, love those who, we should do good to those people that do bad to us, those people that hate us. And now he's saying, if you love only the people that you love, then it's really not much of an effort, right? It's not a challenge. The challenge is to love those who hate you, right? And if you do good only to those that do good to you, why should you get credit? Even sinners do that much. And if you lend money only to those who repay you, that can repay you, why should you get credit? Even sinners will lend to other sinners for a full return. So he's making sense now. He's saying, yeah, you only lend to the people that will pay you back, right? You will only love those that love you back, and you do good only to those that do good to you, right? So, and then he finishes with this: love your enemies, do good to them, lend to them without expecting to be repaid. Then your reward from heaven will be very great, and you will truly be acting as children of the Most High. For he is kind to those who are unthankful and wicked. You must be compassionate just as your Father is compassionate. So there's the challenge. There's the challenge, It doesn't make sense at the beginning. It's not logical. But he's saying, if you do these things, if you are up to this challenge, and you love those who hate you, you love your enemies, if you do good to them, if you lend them money and don't expect to be repaid, then your reward is going to be in heaven, and it's going to be great. And you are going to be just like, you are going to act, or you're going to have the same heart as God. You're going to have the same attitude as God. And then it ends with this word compassion. We need to be compassionate. When somebody offends you, when somebody offends me, I need to be more compassionate and say that maybe something's going on in their life. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Somebody is being mean to me. I can be compassionate and think, why not think, something's going on in their life. Maybe they lost their job. Maybe they just gotten separated from their spouse, their wife, their husband, and we need to not just react immediately, because, sometimes we do that and we judge people, and, and that's how we act according to that. We treat them as well, the same as they treat us. But when we are compassionate, we're stopping and thinking, maybe something is going on in this person's life, and that's why they're acting that way. Anyways, just thought I would share that with you. All right. Well, I hope you have an amazing evening and an amazing rest of your week. We'll talk to you soon.